forward, backward, left, right.
Welcome back to Learn as you explore, your go-to place for mBot2 tutorials. If you are new here, I'm a robotics software engineer who loves helping students learn robotics and supporting teachers who teach it. If you're excited to grab the mBot2 or any accessories, check out the links in the description. I've added Amazon and mBlock links. If you use the links, I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Open mBlock. Let's first give our program a name. I'm going to call it Voice Control Robot. Let's now add the mBot2 robot. Say OK. Let's use button B to start the program. Change button A here to B. As soon as we start the program, we want to make sure that the robot is connected to Wi-Fi. This is because the AI program that we're going to use to recognize speech requires connection to Wi-Fi. To connect to Wi-Fi, go to the AI tab and use the Connect to Wi-Fi block. As you can see here, these blocks are currently disabled. This is because we're in the live mode. We should switch to the upload mode so that these blocks get enabled. Drag the Connect Wi-Fi SSID and password. Make sure to enter your SSID here for your Wi-Fi and your password. Next, we'll add our repeat until loop from the control category. Drag the repeat until block onto your program. We want to repeat these actions until button A is pressed. So go to the sensing category to find the button A pressed block and use that as our condition. Before we perform speech recognition, let's make sure that the connection to Wi-Fi succeeded. We can do that using an if then else block. And the condition inside is we want to check whether the network has connected. To do that, go back to the AI category and use the network connected condition. So in the case that the network was not connected, we'll be in this else block here. And we want to just print a message to the display so the robot can let us know that it's still connecting to Wi-Fi. Let's display a message on the CyberPi using the print and move to new line block. And we will just say waiting to connect to Wi-Fi. Finally, when we end the program, we want to clear the display. So use the clear screen block from the display category. Now that we have the structure of our program, let's implement the core logic within the if network connected block. We want the robot to be able to recognize speech. Let's go to the AI block category to find the recognize speech block. I want the robot to recognize speech in English, so I'm going to change the language here to English. Feel free to select the language that you would like to use for this project. Since our commands are going to be short, like forward, backward, left, and right, we don't really need it to recognize for 3 seconds. I'm just going to reduce that to 2 seconds. Now it will be nice if the robot would let us know before it starts recognizing the speech and after it has finished recognizing speech with some tones. So we can time our voice commands right after the start tone and before the end tone. To add these two tones, let's go to the audio category and we'll use the play until done block. We'll add one before and we'll duplicate this and add it after. We don't need the second recognize, so I'm going to just delete that. For the before audio, I'd like to use the buzzing tone. And for the after recognition audio, I'd like to use the switch tone. From my testing, I found that the buzzing tone was too loud, so I'm going to reduce the volume before playing the buzzing tone. Again, you can do that using the audio category and the set volume block. For the buzzing tone, I'm going to set the volume to just 10%. The switch tone isn't very loud, so I want to reset the volume back to 30%, which is the default, right before I play the switch tone. So let's go back to audio, get the set volume block, insert it before the play switch block, and set the volume to 30%, which is the default. Great, so far we have the entire structure of our program, and in the core logic, we have a tone playing before we recognize speech, and recognizing speech for 2 seconds in the language English, and finally playing another tone after the recognition has completed. What we want next is to do something with the speech recognition result. Specifically, in this project, we want to turn the speech recognition result into a robot motion. In order to do that, we're going to need 4 cases. When the speech recognition result is forward, we want the robot to move forward. Similarly, when it's backward, we want to move backward. When the speech recognition result is left, we want to turn left. And when it is right, we want to turn right. This means that we will have 4 different cases. Adding those 4 different if-then-else cases inside here is going to make this program super long. So what we'll do is define a separate block called SpeechToMotion, and we'll add all the 4 cases in that block. To do that, go to mBlocks, select Make a Block, and give your block a name. I'm going to call it SpeechToMotion. And this block will take an input text, which will be our speech recognition result. I'll call this speech result. Select OK. Now we have a defined block for the SpeechToMotion function. Within our main program here, what we want to do is call the SpeechToMotion function using the SpeechToMotion block, and the input that we'll pass here is the speech recognition result that we can get from the AI block category. Use the speech recognition result block and drag that into our SpeechToMotion block. Alright, most of the structural pieces are in now, and all we need to do now is to define the SpeechToMotion block so it includes all 4 cases that we are interested in. To do that, let's first define the first case of moving forward. We'll use an if-then-else block, and for the condition, we want to check that the speech result contains the word forward in it. Since we want a contains operation, we'll go to the operators block and use the contains condition here. The first operand is the speech result, which you can drag from here. And the second operand we want to use here is forward. So if the speech result contains the word forward, we want the robot to move forward for 1 second. Before we do that, let's add a display message so we know that the speech recognition result correctly detected the word forward. Go to display, add print, and move to new line. And this message we can just say moving forward. I have a typo here that I'll correct. Now we're ready to make the robot move forward for 1 second. Go to the mBot2 chassis category and use the very first block, moves forward at some RPM for some duration. Drag that right below the print block, and I found that 50 RPM is too fast for me, so I'm going to change this to 30 RPM instead. Now we want to do something similar for the remaining 3 cases as well. So I'm going to duplicate this block, add it inside the else, and change the detection word to backward. We'll also change the message to moving backward instead of forward, and we'll change the action that the robot takes to move backward at the same speed for the same duration. Next, we want to detect if the speech result contained left. So duplicate this block again because we'll use the same structure. Bring it inside this else, and we want to check if the speech result contains left. If it does, we will say turning left, and instead of the moves backward block, there is a turn left here, but it will turn left at a specific speed for a specific duration. but it's nicer if we can turn exactly 90 degrees. And there's a different block in the mBot2 chassis category, which is turn left 90 degrees until done. And this block does what we want. So drag this and we can delete the other block. We have one more condition, which is to turn right. So duplicate this block and we'll add that inside the nested else. And the speech result condition is now right. The message will change to turning right. And finally, we want to turn right 90 degrees until done. Now here we see there's another else condition here. So when will we reach this part of the code? We will reach this part of the code when the speech result does not contain any of the 4 commands that we would expect. For example, if the speech result says diagonal, then the word diagonal does not really contain forward, it does not contain backward, does not contain left, and does not contain right. So then we will fall back into this else case. So any command other than forward, backward, left, or right is considered unsupported by our program. We will communicate this to the user by using a print statement. So drag the print block to the else statement. And here we want to display a message unsupported command followed by the speech result. However, this block only allows us to give one text input. For example, we could say unsupported command here, but we cannot add the speech result. We can do this though by using the join operator in the operators category. So use the join block and bring it to the print block. The first operand to join is going to be unsupported command, and the second operand is going to be the speech result, which we can get from the definition of this block. Great. So now we're going to print one string, which is unsupported command followed by the speech result, and then move to a new line. In this case, we could also play a different audio tone so we know that this command is unsupported. So use the play until done block and feel free to change the tone here. I'm going to set it to the low energy tone. Alright, we have our program fully completed now. One final note here is that because the speech recognition can take some time and the code will block here before it can continue until the speech recognition is complete, if we want to end the program while this is happening, pressing button A will not have any effect because button A press is registered and detected only when we complete the loop and then get back to the beginning of the loop again during the next iteration. So if we do want to be able to stop the program at any time, what we could do is go to the events category, use the when button A pressed event, and when button A is pressed, we could stop all the scripts that are running. To do that, go to the control category and you have the stop all block. Instead of all, we can say other scripts in Sprite. This means that when button A is pressed, we will stop all the other scripts. In this case, we only have one other script, which is this block here, and then we can clear the screen. So even if we are in the middle of speech recognition, pressing button A will stop the speech recognition in the middle and the program will end after clearing the screen. And that is it. So save your program and we're ready to upload the program to the robot now. Say connect again, select upload code and wait for your program to be uploaded to the robot. Let's head to the robot now to test it out and see the program in action.
If you're a passionate teacher and want to make teaching robotics with mBot2 easier, check out the educator packs I've put together, linked in the description. It's on my Gumroad page, and you also have a free lesson pack to check out before you make a purchase. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider giving the video a thumbs up by clicking the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It really helps keep the channel going.
Forward. Backward. Left. Right. Forward. Backward. Left. Right.
Here are some of my other videos that you may find helpful. Happy programming, and I'll see you in the next one.